I'm here on Warped Tour with Garret Rapp from The Color Morale. Garret has been a longtime supporter of Heart Sport. In fact, he is partnering with us this summer exclusively on Warped Tour and has been a major asset as far as helping out many of you that are watching this video perhaps. You've got to talk to him either in our tent or backstage, or we've even brought a few people to skip the line just so that they can talk to Garret. One of the things that we wanted to do is share where Garret's come from, his past, and share about his present and even maybe potential future struggles. So, because we know that as a community, it's important for you all to connect as well to the fan base. So, with that being said, this is Garret.
Hello.
Garret, first question, man. So, I haven't got to hear your full story, but I know that you kind of have like kind of a gnarly background.
Yeah.
And you were very depressed, and I don't know if suicide was involved in that at all, or ideation, but I would love to hear just kind of your background for where you went from no hope to what you're known for now, like this message of consistently knowing hope.
Yeah, I guess I've kind of made my life an open book as a lyricist and as a frontman. Never really had aspiring dreams of being a singer in a band or a rock star. For me, as a kid, I used to write. I used to cope. I used to use that as a coping mechanism. I went through a lot of traumatic experiences in my youth. I'll give you a brief background. For me, I never really had a father growing up. He took off when I was young, so I developed a lot of abandonment issues early on. I was sexually abused for most of my childhood, ages like 7 to 12, so I think coming from that, I established a really difficult social barrier. I was bullied and picked on a lot in school because I didn't know how to socially interact. I used to have this problem with freezing when I spoke. It was a speech impediment that I actually had to go to a school. I'll never forget that place, still in a learning center, and I had to actually learn how to communicate effectively. I think that was kind of the aftermath of years of sexual abuse. I had a hard time communicating with male figures in my life. And that it's kind of like a domino effect of a detrimental youth. I developed I was kind of a chubby kid in high school, and I had a hard time communicating. I picked on a lot. Developed an eating disorder. I was bulimic for all through my high school years, and I got to a point in life where naturally, the number one mental illness in our country is depression. And when I grew up with this negative outlook on life and this negative reoccurrence of events over and over again for so long, it almost became natural to live in a state of depression. And putting that off and putting off getting help for so long put me through a lot of really damaging experiences, hurting myself, hurting others. I remember, that the stories that I hear with the self-harm incidents that kids deal with, you got to think when I was that age, there was no social network platform that told you that if you covered yourself in wounds, someone would pay attention, someone would listen to you, someone would care. I remember dealing with that in age 14, 15, and just mutilating myself and not really understanding why, but knowing that at that point I'm so void of feeling anything. I just wanted to feel something again. And with research and psychology and psychology's explanation of why we self-induce pain, why we self-inflict pain on ourselves. At that point, I was very unhealthy kid. And in doing this, I found this platform to be open and honest about my life and my experiences I've had. Not only has this caused a giant wave of connection, not only through myself, but what the Color Morale and what we deliver in our songwriting and our music. For me, this gives me a resolution daily as to why I had to go through what I went through. Why I had to. You grow up wondering why me.
Yeah.
When you're abused that heavily at such a young age, and you start transitioning into your pre-adolescent teen years, you really start understanding what kind of pain's been inflicted on you and what kind of abuse. That's a really slippery area in life and a really damaging mental area. It causes a lot of negativity, and in making this platform, I learned to talk about it. Suicide, yeah, that's something I feel like everyone at some point in their life has dealt with, and if you haven't, I have a hard time believing that. Not all of us grew up with parents. Not all of us grew up in happy homes. Not all of us grew up with advantages that others have. And while there are many that have it way worse than us, there are also those that have it the exact same as us. And that's who I found I can connect with authentically on this level of being a lyricist and a singer of these songs. It's something I'm affirmed with daily as to why I need to be at our merch table, why I need to be in the trenches fighting this suicide statistic.